LALATE News Headquarters in Santa Monica. This is Mornings LALATE.
It's a big morning on Mornings LA with a brand new look coming to the show as $300,000 of stimulus checks are now available. With fast payment and 18 months of stimulus checks paying about $3,000 a month. We'll have the latest details across the board on these big sums of money and how you get them and what's at issue. Plus, we'll be looking at the latest details coming in as well with those inflationary reports, the manufacturing, and the jobless claims numbers as well in a big show today from the shores of Santa Monica, California. Plus, we have the latest comments from the Federal Reserve. We have the breaking news on the manufacturing report, and also we have the latest on an oil and gas problem as new gasoline embargoes are going in place across the board. That's why you want to become a member, and over this 1 hour broadcast, we have a lot of money to go over. Plus, we have some corporate earnings that came in, and Costco. Apparently, someone is not buying enough pizza there this month because Costco missed on those corporate earnings. Well, the latest details on that across the board. It's a big show, and today we go over that inflationary report, that PCE released minutes ago. Was inflation peaking or was it peaking? We'll go over the latest details in this recording. Manufacturing. Are we manufacturing less or more? And did we hit a brand new low we've not seen since the pandemic? Ouch. Jobless claims. Well, guess what? And who I have for you today? I have Mr. Christmas. Not with a Christmas stimulus check, because that's later in the recording. I have Mr. Christmas, and he will tell you whether you were fired. Mr. Christmas, I'm kidding you not, has a brand new report on the latest planned layoffs, which is basically planned to fire you, in the latest details coming out today. Gasoline prices surging potentially with a brand new embargo of Russia minutes ago, and then Kroger just killing it left and right. A massive stimulus, $300,000 of checks over this 1 hour broadcast with 18 months of checks, I should say. About $2,000 to $3,000 of checks per month. All the latest details in today's recording. From the shores of Santa Monica, California, it's a big recording. It's a big show. Let's get this incredible money. I'm excited for you, and I'm excited for all the issues at hand. We got a lot to get today, and it all starts right here, right now, as Mornings LALATE starts for the month of December, starting this big, bold, beautiful day this morning. And good morning, everybody. Wow, what a big news cycle it is today. The inflationary PCE number was released minutes ago. We'll have that data in this recording. The manufacturing news coming in also just seconds ago. The jobless claims number coming in today. We'll go over that. Additionally, plus we'll have the latest on what's going on with J-Powell and company, and also what happened with that massive amount of stimulus of this 1 hour broadcast. We have so much at issue, and I'm excited you're here. We're going to be going over all these incredible sums of money in today's recording from the shores of Santa Monica, California. Let's get to the breaking news right now. The breaking news right now is that Americans have the incredible benefits and ability to get huge sums of stimulus checks right this minute. How much stimulus checks are viewers of this channel cleaning up? And if you just found this channel, I'm going to teach you how over this broadcast, how much can you get? And also, where is it and how do you get it? First, let's go over the numbers. Those checks are 18 months of monthly stimulus checks. 18 months of stimulus checks. Number two, how many stimulus checks per month? About 5 checks per month. Number three, how much are those stimulus checks per month? About $3,000. Wow. And all you have to do is watch this incredible broadcast. We can go over these checks because there's a lot of them, nearly $300,000 of checks over this incredible broadcast. And one of the things that I'm trying to come in relatively a little bit tougher on in the last 24 hours is that We're going to have a very, very bad financial hurt for this economy in less than 30 days away. So that's why you want to get these 18 months of stimulus checks, these $3,000 a month of stimulus checks, and these 5 checks a month for you. I'm going to show you how you get them, what you need to know. But first, let's go into the breaking news we're dealing with right today. So we have brand new details coming in with that inflationary PCE, that manufacturing report, and that jobless claims report just this morning. What did the data show us? Let's look at it right now. First, the inflationary benchmark, the personal consumption expenditure index, PCE, was released minutes ago. And what did it say? It said that inflation went up compared to the prior month, compared to the prior year. And yet Wall Street analysts were out to say that inflation has peaked. Folks, peaked does not mean going up. If inflation had peaked, the number would be 0. And if inflation was coming down, the number would be negative. Rather, it showed that inflation went up 0.2% in the month of October compared to the prior month. So the inflation was actually higher than the prior month. Now, the inflation grew less high than expected. The number was slightly below estimates. But even when you look at annualized basis, the inflation was up 5% compared to the prior year. Let's jump on the numbers. The personal income actually rose 0.7% for the month, higher than expected, and spending actually rose 0.8% in 1 month. The gains did show that the inflation is softening, but it's not peaking, meaning that in the month of September, we saw a monthly increase of 0.5 and an annual of 5.2. Today's data was a growth of 0.2 compared to 0.5 and an annual of 5% compared to 5.2. So it's still going up. It's just not going up as much as initially thought. Also breaking news today is the manufacturing report. Manufacturing is how much goods are we making in this U.S. economy. And it's a really bad number. This manufacturing report released minutes ago is the worst number we have seen since the pandemic. The last time we've seen a number this week, which shows we're not manufacturing much, was May of 2020. It registered a 49% drop, and the number was the lowest, was literally 1% worse compared to the prior month, and it shows declines across the board. The third brand new data that came in today was the jobless claims number. Now, this one surprised me. This one surprised me. Sort of surprising, like Mitch showing up as a fashion statement at the for an Anna Wintour party. The jobless claims number was a big shocker. I thought it was going to go higher. It went lower. What? Excuse me? Yeah, so the jobless claims number came to 225, down from 235, and they actually revised last week's number lower. So less people claiming jobless benefits than anticipated, and also less people than the prior week. Well, that looks really good, doesn't it, LA? It does until you get to Mr. Christmas. Now, the following data I have for you is data, it's not analysis, is not fictitious, it's data. It's Christmas data, and it's at Christmas time. And it was from Mr. Christmas. So the replacement firm Challenger Gray and Christmas released some Christmas data for you minutes ago. I am not making this up. His name is Christmas. And what is the data for? What is the best sentiment for Christmas that you can spread that beautiful holiday cheer? What is the best thing you can do for Christmas spirit? Do a live feed and appear in a Christmas ornament? Some of the viewers of the live chat will get that joke, because last night I was live with you and I was inside a Christmas ornament, at least according to filming purposes. So what is the best way to spread some Christmas cheer? The best way to spread some Christmas cheer is to announce you're fired. That's what Mr. Christmas's data is today. Mr. Christmas delivered the fire data today. In a brand new report, he analyzed, or the firm analyzed, what was the planned layoffs for the current month. Planned layoffs is another way to fancily say, you've been fired. You've been kicked to the curb. How many people were kicked to the curb, thrown out of the job in the last 30 days, according to Mr. Christmas? It increased 127% compared to the prior month. That's not very Christmas spirit, is it? Well, compared to year to date, how many people are being kicked to the curb this month compared to a year ago, this month, and last year? Firings this Christmas season according to Mr. Christmas, are up 417%. Wow. 417% firings are up. If that's not enough reason to get Christmas stimulus from Mr. Christmas, I don't know what is. And over this broadcast, we're going to go over these incredible stimulus checks. If firings are up 400% in 1 year, and they're up 100% in the last 30 days, you better bet your butt that you need to get stimulus checks right today. And we're going to go over those incredible stimulus checks in just a second. His data is really quite scary. Now, also scary is the latest details on oil and the Federal Reserve. That's coming up in a second. But first, let's jump into those incredible checks. It looks really dark on set, doesn't it? Yeah, because there's a storm out to sea coming inland here in Southern California. So the darkness will potentially be with us all day long. These incredible stimulus checks are huge. First, they've been lost since the month of March. Number two, viewers have been getting them since the month of March. Number three, they got them last month in November. They're getting them this month in December. So let's go over what they are, how you get paid, and how you apply. First, how much money are we talking about, LA? We're talking about a lot of money, up to $300,000. Number two, how many months of checks are we talking about? The viewers of this channel are walking away with 18 months of stimulus checks. Do you want an MSC? Do you want a monthly stimulus check? Well, my viewers are getting monthly stimulus checks. They are getting MSCs. They are getting 18 months of stimulus checks. This is for you. I'm going to go over the eligibility, but yes, it's for you, like SSI and SSDI, in just a second. Number three, it's fast stimulus. You're going to see in this recording that the payout is less than sometimes 48 hours. It's absolutely incredible. How much money are these checks in these months? So these checks in these months are the following. They are about 18 months of stimulus checks at $3,000 of checks per month and about 5 checks per month. So that is a lot of money. Viewers got it last month, they're getting it this month. And over this broadcast, I'm going to show you how to get these incredible checks. But first, let's jump back into that breaking news. So the jobless claims numbers improving, the manufacturing numbers the worst since the pandemic, and the inflation still going higher. What else do we have in breaking news today as well? So also in breaking news today is this is the first day that the European community's embargo of Russian oil, featured on this channel earlier in this year, becomes effective. So starting today, they can't buy that Russian oil. And everyone and their sister and brother is now predicting that gasoline prices are going to go back up because finally the embargo of the Russian crude starts on December. Excuse me, not today, December 5th. My mistake. I thought it was today. It's December 5th. But the impact of it starts today. We will be seeing this impact across the board, despite the fact that Poland, Estonia, and Lithuania refused to be part of the embargo agreement. This will send crude prices surging through the roof. Also at issue was Jay Powell, who spoke yesterday at that Brookings Institute conference. I told you he was speaking yesterday. And what did he say? It was basically anticlimactic. He said that we are going to vacillate on interest rate spikes, which basically is another way to say it's going to be 50 basis point in the next meeting. And that was all he basically said. I'll jump to his comments in just a second. A new report out of Mark Mobius says that Bitcoin could crash to $10,000 from its current level by 2023. Do I agree? No. I think it's going to crash those levels by the end of the year. I think that Bitcoin is going to go to 22,000 by the end of the year, and I think Bitcoin could potentially become irrelevant in the wake of what's going on right now. So let's go to those comments from Jay Powell. Have you had breakfast yet? Have you had breakfast yet? Well, if you haven't, I have a word salad for you. Who eats word salads for breakfast? Apparently the Federal Reserve. So this is what Jay Powell said yesterday when talking about what the Federal Reserve is going to do with this economy. And every time I've read this quote, I think to myself, what the world is he saying? As Gary Coleman used to say, what are you talking about, Willis? Let's look at these. Let's look at this word salad. The word salad. I think the word salad needs a vinaigrette on the side. Here's what he says. It makes sense to moderate the pace of our rate increases as we approach the level of restraint that will be sufficient to bring inflation down. the world does that mean? It means nothing. It's just nonsense as words strung together. It's just a word salad. So he says it makes sense to moderate the pace of our rate increases. Moderate. What does that mean? Up or down? Just say what you want to say, Jay. You want to put the interest rates higher? You want to put them lower? Uh, Moderate? What does that mean? Now, obviously, he's doing 50 basis point, not 75, so he's coming down in December. Why does he just say, it makes sense for us to come down on our interest rate spike? No, he doesn't moderate. Moderate. So does that mean you go back up? Well, apparently so, if he's using the word moderate, but again, it's word salad. We're only through the first four words of the sentence. Let's pull out that Thousand Island because the word salad is far from finished, and it needs some croutons pretty soon. As we approach our level of restraint, just give us the darn number, Jay. What's the level of restraint? Where is your level of restraint? Just give us the number. Now, we all know that inflation needs to come down to 2%. That's what they say. But level of restraint, does not give us a darn number. Just give us, guidance of where you're going. And that will be sufficient to bring inflation down. Yeah, well, obviously we're trying to get inflation down, but where? And how much? That is just complete word salad. And, maybe Wall Street was hungry because as soon as they heard those comments yesterday, the stock market went up 700 points based upon that word salad. Folks, I've had delicious salads, and that is not a $700 point salad. That is not a $700 salad. There was nothing in that word salad that justified the markets to go up 700 points yesterday. Now, if you've been with the channel all this year, you have noticed every time Jay Powell speaks, stock market goes up the moment he speaks, and the next day it crashes. So unless that salad had some bacon bits on it, it was not worth 700 points up for the markets yesterday. And that's why you have to get all these incredible stimulus checks. Let's look at these incredible stimulus checks right now. Let's look and understand where they are coming from, how they work, what's at issue, and understand why it's so important to get them. And there's a lot to learn and earn in this broadcast. Stay with me on this 1 hour broadcast, but first let's start with these incredible checks right now. First, these current stimulus checks have been paid out to the viewers of this channel since March, and they're paying about 18 months of stimulus checks currently. 18 months of stimulus checks. That's monthly stimulus checks, MSCs. They're paying about $3,000 a month of stimulus checks, and they're paying about 5 stimulus checks per month. That's the math at issue. It's fast stimulus. Viewers are getting paid very fast, and it's about $300,000 of stimulus checks. All right, so let's go over what is at issue. Back in February of this year, I was the only American broadcaster to record the U.S. economy would go into recession. And within just a month, viewers said, if you're right, LA, you need to get some stimulus checks right now because you always teach us to pounce before there's a stimulus stampede. That was March. And I said, okay, I'll go look for some stimulus checks. And I did. And I found the first 3 from the President of the United States by executive action in March. And the moment they became the law, that day, I immediately recorded a video. And my viewers started applying for those checks, A, B, and C. Then Congress passed a bill that established more checks, E through K, and they started to come on this channel in the next few days thereafter. Then I found more checks for you, and I continue to look for more checks for you, L and M, N and O, P and Q. These, as a totality, are called federal stimulus checks. Now, there are 2 branches of government that are important to remember in life. There is your city and county or state, where you live. They do things their own way. Then there's the people in Washington, D.C. That is the federal government, the Congress, the President of the United States. When you're comparing the bank accounts of your city, county, and state are like this. The bank accounts of the federal government are like this. Federal government has always had a lot of money. City, county, and state is always broke. And so city, county, and state doesn't have any money for you, generally. It's the federal government. And that is why these monies are so big. That's why they are the focus of the recordings, the federal stimulus checks. Big amount of money. That's what you want to get. Now that we've gone over the sum of the money, let's go over what federal stimulus means. It means you get the money from the federal government. You apply for the money with the federal government. They have the cash, and it's important to get it. Number 3, it's also important when doing this to make sure you have the right mindset. I've been focusing really big on mindset in the last few days, and I will as we go into January. That mindset should be for you the following. 1, you move very quickly. You apply for stimulus checks today. I don't even want to hear you're waiting until tomorrow. Most of these applications are online. You apply right today. Number two, you do it the way they require you to do it. This is the state of current stimulus. This is the way it's done. There is not going to be another way. This is the way it's done. It's been this way all this year, and it will be this way next year. In fact, this is the way stimulus was always done through early 2020 until late 2020 into 2021. It's called the CARES Act 1, the first stimulus package. It was always done this way. This is where the tens of thousands of dollars, the hundreds of thousands of dollars were always done. You had to get off your butt and do something. And that is what is required this time around. All you have to have is a cell phone. All you have to have is a cell phone. If you do have a tablet, computer, or laptop, it's also very helpful. All you have to have is a cell phone, and all you have to do is listen and learn. And over this broadcast, I show you these incredible checks. Then we'll be going to inflation relief stimulus checks and then the lifetime stimulus checks. All right, now let's look at the first three checks that were done by executive action of Joseph Biden. And let's understand how these federal stimulus checks came to fruition, how they became law in March, less than 30 days from when I said the U.S. economy is going into recession. Let's look at those federal stimulus checks starting right now. The first three checks were passed by Joseph Biden in the month of March, and they're incredible. They are $100,000 of stimulus checks passed by the President of the United States in March by executive action. You qualify. And all you have to do is have that cell phone ready, listen, learn over this broadcast, and go into the video and get ready to join this channel. These first three checks passed by executive action are huge, and they are for you. You qualify. Who is you? SSI, SSDI, Social Security, Railroad Benefits. You can get a stimulus check. You can get lots of stimulus checks. You can get that of financial freedom. And if you're a single individual, $75,000 less, married couple, $150,000 less, go get them. Then, over this broadcast, I'm going to take you then to checks E through K. Those are next other stimulus checks passed by Congress. Also federal stimulus, also Santa stimulus, bringing us to hundreds of checks for you, the Purple Power. Then I found you more checks, L and M, N and O, P and Q. Where do you, as a member, get these incredible checks? As a member of the Purple Power community, you do it in the LALATE newsletter. Delivered from me to you Monday through Friday, 7 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, via the YouTube alerts. You get that YouTube alert, you click the link, you go right into the membership newsletter. Know your time zone, again, 7 o'clock Pacific, 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. You go right in, apply, and you pounce and get those incredible checks. And it's that straightforward. Now, the reason why you want to get these stimulus checks so fast right now, and because you've gotten checks, you want to get more checks, and if you just found this channel, you want to get these checks right away, is because since February of this year, I have been recording that the U.S. economy will suffer a very deep, scary recession come January of next year. That's 30 days away now, folks. We are 30 days away from the financial cliff. We are 30 days away from the apocalypse. We're 30 days away from the real, massive, bad news of this economy. 30 days is very, very close. On Afternoons LA today at 3 o'clock, full warning, I come in really hard on the tough love. I come in really hard on the tough love that I have to actually joke it up more at the end of the video because I thought I came in a little too hard. But I come in really hard because I basically say, hey, 30 days, that storm is on land in 30 days. Get ready for it. It's not going to come with special storm lobster shorts. When you look at the check waving to the beach, he's not waving. It's a storm. He's just moving around because there's a storm hitting him. He's not waving at you. He's just walking by the beach. He's like, oh, there's a storm hitting me. And guess what's going to happen? When that storm hits, the check may blow away. Yeah. And so that financial cliff, when I recorded it in February this year, left me, out to left me by myself because everyone said that kid is crazy. What recession? We're going to be fine. Labor's going to hold up. Everyone has a job and everything's great. Now, in less than 7 days, the universe has completely realigned because now Wall Street suddenly all of a sudden agrees with me. All this year, Wall Street was against me in all these comments, and now they're all agreeing with me, saying the following. One, labor's going to fall apart. So you saw You saw Father Christmas. You saw Mr. Christmas already warn you about the firings. Up 700% year to date. I mean, just what was that number? It was 400%. It was just like an insane, crazy number. Up 100% of firings in 1 month. Yeah, people are going to get laid off. Number two, the credit card debts are going to come knocking on people's door in January, February that they ran up during the holiday season. Number three, we have all these respective industries now turning the turn. People had told you that things were going to hold up, and they're really not going to hold up. And we'll go over more about this later in this recording. But let's get some stimulus checks. Let's jump right into some stimulus checks right now. Let's get the first three checks, A, B, and C, right now from Joseph Biden. And those are incredible. I'm going to show you these first three checks. I'm going to teach you how to get these checks right now. And it's so simple. Check A. $6,500 to $12,000 for stimulus check in every U.S. state. Single individual, $75,000 less, go get it. Married couple, $150,000 less, go get it. And if you're on SSI, SSDI, Social Security, railroad benefits, you get as well. How do you get it? You become a member. Then go under this channel, and after you become a member, get that newsletter Monday through Friday, 7 o'clock Pacific Standard Time via the YouTube alerts. Go down in the membership newsletter till you see Check A, click the link, and go right and apply. It's that simple. Check B, $15,000 to $80,000. Now, this is a huge check, folks. You're going to meet on Afternoons LA today, 3 different viewers. And those 3 different viewers for Check B, what do they have? They have 18 months of checks. 18 months of checks that have been paying them every month. And they will be paying them this month as well. 18 months of stimulus checks with about five stimulus checks per month, about $3,000 of stimulus checks per month. It's a lot of money. And that's why the viewership of this channel is winning. And that's why you're going to be able to survive this recession with this channel by becoming a member, going right down to the newsletter to where it says Check B and clicking the link and go right and apply. Check C is even also incredibly delicious. This is for rent, utilities, mortgage assistance, and more. In the membership newsletter, I tell you who to call, what to say, and how to say to get these incredible Check C's, rent, utilities, mortgage assistance, and more. Here's some success stories on this channel. Do you want $30,000 of rent? Then go get some Check C. I have gotten viewers $50 million for stimulus in the last 2 years. Go get these incredible Check C's. Then what about combination? What about utilities? Here you go. Do you want $15,000 for utilities? Well, that's what Mark's brother-in-law got. Lynn Glenn recently got 14 months of utilities. She got 12 months of rent. Here is Mark. Well, his brother-in-law is getting $250,000 of SNAP over 10 years. And then let's go back to Mark again. Combinations of checks. Nisi here was at $23,000. She went to $50,000. Mark here was at $32,000. Then he went to $50,000. Then he went to $100,000. Then he went to $166,000. And here is Lorraine. She was at $105,000, and she went to $155,000. And there you go. Those are the first 3 checks of the FSC checks. What do? You go under this video, you join the channel, become a member right today. Then immediately you start applying for checks in that newsletter. You want to pounce right today. You don't want to wait a few days or weeks to think about this because we're just 30 days away from the financial cliff. Number 2. Make sure you have that notification set to all on. There's a little bell at the front of this channel. Hit that bell so all notifications set to all on. Then also subscribe. You're watching LALATE, #1 for all financial news on this subject matter in America today. Number 3 overall for all financial news. And what's important to remember is the mindset for the stimulus. Move fast, listen and learn, and don't think about other things. Don't think about other things. These are among the things you need to erase from your mind. First, erase from your mind what you remember about a second or third stimulus check, a $600 landing by direct deposit. Forget that from your mind because I don't cover measly, puny $600 stimulus checks. I cover tens of thousands of dollars of stimulus checks. That's what you need. The financial hurt of this recession is going to be very pronounced. Number 2, don't use your local news station as a reference point. I don't own your local news station, so their horrible reporting has nothing to do with me. They rather report on Courtney and Kim, and they don't care if you're going to lose the home or you're going to lose the car. They don't care about you. I do. That's why it's on here, not there. And number 3, keep it positive. Keep on motivating each other. Jump in a live chat, post your success story. Because when you do, you inspire other people. And the big second half, we're going to continue with these big FSC checks. Then we'll go over to lifetime stimulus checks and inflation relief stimulus checks. Plus, we'll continue with the breaking news, and we'll go over more of the success stories that you've had on this channel. It's a big morning, and we're just getting started as the toast is toast and the butter is butter. And see you back in 60 seconds.
If you want money right now, not 5 days from now, and not 5 weeks from now, then reach out to the community page. The volunteers can help you find that money for rent and utilities. That's at news.lalate.com/community. The community page features a series of volunteers who are viewers like you. They can help you find rent, utilities, SNAP, food benefits, mortgage assistance, and help you with eviction moratorium questions as well. Their Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram individuals reach out to them and indicate the city and state you're from, and they'll get back to you shortly. That's a community page. Volunteers working for you, viewers helping one another. Stay with LA for more. Join LALATE Daily for the excitement of the new LALATE live daily. The excitement starts on Mornings LALATE at 9 a.m. Home LALATE returns at 11 a.m. daily. And then afternoons LALATE at 1 p.m. Join us daily as the excitement continues live from Santa Monica on LALATE.
And welcome to Donna, who became a member during the commercial break, and someone else did as well. I couldn't see their name. If you're in the live chat, write the other brand new member's name so I can give them a shout out. Welcome, Donna. And yes, here's some bacon for you in this big second half. We continue with these big stimulus checks and then head over to those lifetime stimulus checks. And here are what the success stories are delivering this month as well. Lynn Glenn is in the live chat. So she has 14 months of utilities from this channel. She has also gotten 12 months of rent. And we have Dragon, I believe in the live chat, or maybe I missed it. She has gotten $175,000 of stimulus checks. We've already seen Mark. There's Johnny, he'll have 20 neighbors and friends, $250,000. Do this right away. And with that, let's continue with this big stimulus checks. We're picking up now with the checks from Congress, and those checks from Congress are huge. Check E, $7,500 stimulus check. Go get it in the membership newsletter. Check F, $4,000 stimulus check. Then check G, 30% off. Check H, $2,000 stimulus check. Wow. Then check I, $8,000 stimulus check. Check J, $8,000 stimulus check. And then check K, a $14,000 stimulus check. Next comes a stimulus L and M, like lots of money. And they are absolutely incredible. Stimulus L is zero down payment, is $100,000 on average of loan interest-free money. M, a brand new $4,000 stimulus check. Then N, a brand new tablet, computer, or laptop with free internet. This is the one that John Maloof got and said it on the show. And immediately I said to John, go get some more stimulus. And he did. He got $24,000 in 2 days. I recorded that. He inspired Spelly, who got check N, and Lynn Glenn, she got the tablet as well. It's a very, very simple item to get. Is one of the best. I love Stimulus N. Become a member right today. Then Stimulus O, zero down payment, zero closing cost, brand new mortgage. Stimulus P, 3% for refi, and Q is $8,000 stimulus check. Wow. Let's go over the totality of these stimulus checks. First, again, they're from the federal government. Federal government has a lot of money, so they administer the website. It has nothing to do with your state. It is all from the federal government. There's $300,000 of checks. It's fast, and there's 18 months being currently paid out. 18 months with about $3,000 a month, about 5 checks a month. Go get them across the board. Now, in addition to those checks, we have inflation relief stimulus checks, ISCs. And those are beautiful. They're about $1,000, and those are all detailed in the membership newsletter down at check D. Then we have a lifetime stimulus, because once your benefits go up, they never go down. And guess what? You're not going to get one raise of your benefits. You're going to get 4 raises of your benefits. You got a 5.9% raise for this year. Then you're going to get an 8.7% raise next year. And then you're going to have a raise after that, and then a raise after that, because there's going to be 2 more years of inflation. Once your benefits go up, they never go down. And by 2024, you'll have the largest check of a generation, but the items you'll be buying will be the cheapest of a generation, because J-POW is going to be getting those price of goods lower by 2024. Isn't that exciting? It really is. Now let's go back into the breaking news that we're dealing with right today, and we'll see more about tonight on evenings. So the Federal Reserve's comments were not very helpful and very anticlimactic, but basically were that you're going to have a 50 basis point increase at that December FOMC meeting. Other than that, Jay Powell really didn't tell us anything at all. Didn't tell us what's happening in January. And ultimately, here's my prediction with Jay Powell and company, is that they're going to stay at 50 basis point for a while. We could potentially see inflation go back up if this data out of China is really continuing to be bad. New reports suggest this China situation could take us into March. What is the China situation? The workers are not showing up at the factories because of protests, and those are our factories for our products that ship back here, so we're going to have less products, higher inflation. Plus, we have the situation of gasoline. OPEC Plus is likely to cut gasoline production by 500,000 barrels a day on December, I think it's 4th or 5th. And then we also have the embargo of the Russian oil starting on December 4th or 5th. So there's a lot of things that could cause inflation in the next 2 weeks. So don't be surprised if J-POW goes the other direction. Now, let's jump into some big data that came in as well in the last few minutes. And this is all brand news today across the board. Kroger, which is a grocery chain, is absolutely on fire today. The stock is way up because the earnings were way up across the board. We'll be going to Kroger in just a second. But Kroger shows you how anything with groceries is doing really well in this economy. That is why Walmart did well, because they have groceries, and that's why Target did poorly, because they don't really have that much in groceries. Designer Brands, which is a shoe business, like a Foot Locker, big problems. Missed on top and bottom today, even though Foot Locker beat, the stock is down 16%. Dollar General, a discount store, stock is down 6.1% pre-market trading after it cut annual forecasts. It says the year is not going to end well at all. Land's End had a massive loss as well. Revenues came in lower than expected. The stock is down 26.4% today alone. Ouch. Ouch. I guess people are not buying those ugly shoes. Oh, did I just say that? I don't like them. Those rubbery shoes. I mean, some people love them. I guess people did not buy those really expensive, unattractive looking shoes. My opinion only. Kroger. So Kroger is apparently deliciousness, because Kroger is just making money like it's going out of style. Kroger, which of course owns Rouse here in Southern California. The stock is up 4% today because comparable store sales were up 7% in the latest quarter. They've been on top, they've been in bottom, and their numbers are way up, and they're keeping guidance. They are just making fortunes at Kroger. I mean, look how dark it is. You can actually see the reflection in the back camera. It is probably really dark outside though right now. Five Below, which is food, stock is up 9% in pre-market trading, being on top and bottom. And then Costco. Costco reported corporate earnings today. And this is for the month of November. And I saw this and I stared at it. I'm like, is this a mistake? Costco has food, like a Walmart, like a Kroger. And some viewers of this channel love the food. They take the zucchini boat down the street to Costco every day, down the river, playing the Doja Cat music, and just go to Costco to eat. And here we go. What happened with Costco stock today? Down 3.2% after the company missed on top and bottom in the month of November. Their in-store sales were down 10%. And when you're not buying enough pizza, what went wrong? Why was Costco not bringing people in the stores? Did they not have the pizza telephone line on hold all more than 20 minutes like they normally do? No, they don't. Wait a second. Why is Costco sales down? Why was no one buying in Costco the month of November? Something is wrong. I want to retally on this. They must have not put in, there's the Costco corporate earnings number, and then there's the core Costco earnings number. Have you ever heard about the core Costco earnings number? That is when you remove gas and fuel. It looks at just pizza sales from Ann. Core Costco earnings number looks at just pizza sales numbers for Ann, and that number was way up in the month of November. But it did not appear in the earnings call from those analysts today. The core Costco sales number, just equating for pizza orders by viewers of this channel, was way through the roof. So we did our best to eat Costco, but it got eaten today. The stock is down. The stock is eating it today. The stock is down 3.2% in pre-market trading, and this is on a day when Five Below is actually not below. It's up 10% on its better than expected numbers. Wow. We got more about this tonight on Evenings LA. But coming up right after this is Holidays LA. I'm back at the Christmas Tree Park. And we're choosing trees. We're choosing how to size a tree. We're choosing how to make sure the tree is prepared for the home. It's all part of the holiday season. It's all on Holidays LA. Go into this video, become a member, and stay over the broadcast today because we have a brand new 3 o'clock afternoons LA, a brand new evenings LA. Plus, we have brand new shows airing throughout the day, brand new shorts, and jump over to LA 2 and 3 with shows airing 24/7 as well on those channels across the board. Get these big sums of money. You deserve them because that economic hurt is happening just 30 days away. Thank you for joining me on a beautiful morning. The toast was toast and the butter was buttering, and the Costco sales were not so Costcoing. Stay informed, stay focused, and stay with LA for more.